Good afternoon, I'm Samantha.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Uma.
And we're here at Twain to report the announcement of our new principal.
And that's to introduce your next principal, Mr. Chuck Miller.
Hello everybody who is watching this. Welcome to our interview with our lovely principal, Mr. Miller.
Hi everyone. It is a pleasure to take on the role of principal at Twain Middle School, and I am so excited for the school year to begin. Have questions for me?
Yes. So you mentioned that you have served here as interim principal before. What was it about Twain that made you want to apply for this particular job?
That's a great question. I was actually here 4 years ago before Ms. Chung took over, and I was the interim principal, which meant I just served as the principal in between principals. And I was here for about 2 months that year. At the time, I was not looking for a principal job, but when I left here after those 2 months, I said, boy, I should really have applied for that job because what a great place it was. And what really made it great for me was that not only did we have a diversity of students who represented all ethnicities, races, religions, but there's also a diversity of programs here. You have an advanced academic program.
We do.
You have a very vibrant, what we call ID program and an ED program, and you have a good AVID program. And so all those programmatic things that we have here at the school make it diverse in many different ways, and that's really what attracted me back to Twain. And when this position opened up, I was very excited to apply.
Yeah. Well, now that you're a new principal, is there anything, do you have any plans for our school? Do you want to change it up a bit?
So, I'm not going to come in and make any sweeping changes to your school. There are some great things going on here, so what we want to do is find those things that are working really well and build on them. I was very excited today. I just learned about your garden and about the chickens. Those things are exciting programs for me, as well as your typical academic classes. So there's no real plan to make changes. I think my first step really is to getting acquainted with the students here, getting acquainted with the parents, the teachers, and really finding out what our next steps are. It would be unfair to everybody for me to come in and just say I want to do things like this right now, because I really have to learn about what's going well.
So, what do you want the Twain community to know?
To know about me? So I have been married to my wife Karen for 24 years. I have 2 children. I have a 22-year-old son and a 20-year-old daughter. My son actually works for FCPS now. My daughter is going into her 2nd year of college at Christopher Newport University. I have been an educator my whole career. First I grew up in New York State, and I went to college in New York State, and then I went to graduate school in Arizona. So I got a little different feel for a different part of the country. And I stayed out there teaching in Arizona for 9 years, and then I moved here with my wife, and my kids were very young, back in 1997. And I started teaching here at Chantilly High School, where I was also an athletic trainer. So I worked with all the athletes after school. And then I was at Key Middle School for 8.5 years, and then at Hayfield, I know it's the wrong school for that Bird Bowl, right? I was at Hayfield for 1.5 years, and then this job opened and I came back. So I will root for Edison in the Bird Bowl this year.
Welcome to Twain, Mr. Miller.
We're glad to have you here.
We hope you have a wonderful year.
That's it from TwainTV.